How's it going, YouTube? Um, well, I think the gears are turning, people. I have last few days I've had since these bomb scares, uh, Glasgow and these so-called terrorist attacks, bomb scares and threats and defused bombs, and I think the gears are in place. They're turning. I think the global elite, the neocons, whatever you want to call them, the Illuminati, New World Order, I think they may be just on the verge of putting their master plan into action. And I really do. As soon as I seen those attacks the other day and those cars and bombs and all this, it's the first thing I thought. And then I thought, well, this is an excuse. Now, Bush and his minions and the governments that are working together, the elite behind each government, I think, now it's prime. Bush signed into legislation, his little thing that pronounces him God Almighty in the event of a national emergency. So he's got that in place. Now these attacks come, these so-called attacks scare, heightened alert all over the world. Then 2 days later, you get news. I start reading the news and I see where the United States have accused Iran of attacking our troops, the latest attack on our troops in Iraq. They're starting to say that Iran's behind a lot of these attacks. So what's next? What do you think's next? Okay, they're ratcheting up the fear. Let's get the fear going. Let's get it back to 2001. Let's crank it up here. Let's have people afraid. Let's get them back out buying gas masks and duct tape and so what will do that? I look for another attack. Of course it'll be a so-called terrorist attack from Al Qaeda or someone. But we know who's behind. We know 9/11, most of us. That's researched in it all. Pretty much confident 9/11 was an inside job, if not outright planned and plotted by our government, was allowed to happen. At the least, it was allowed to happen. So, another attack like that, they're already blaming Iran, so they're getting ready. They're building the case to go into Iran. They've been doing that for almost a year. So, now, all Bush is, he's only one terrorist attack, one emergency away from being a dictator, from being able to stop the elections, from being able to suspend the Constitution and enact martial law for an indefinite time. I don't think people realize just what was signed in, what was signed and put into effect in May. From what I've read, I haven't read the exact document, don't know the word for word, but can you imagine, just on what I've read, there's nothing anybody can do to stop it. In the event of a national emergency, Bush can pretty much declare himself the decider like he's done before, and the ruler and the dictator. I think the gears are in motion. I really do. And apparently we're going to go out like sheep. I don't see people's just not willing to stand up and fight, you know. Some of us are, but most people's just lip service. They won't risk their job. They won't risk, you know, their reputation. They have excuses. I live too far. I'm too busy. So I don't want to hear those excuses. That's bullshit. If there's anything more important than your freedom and your freedom, your livelihood, what's a job? When you're under slavery, that becomes your job. I don't know. I just don't see people caring enough to fight, really. Honestly, I used to think, well, it would be chaos, and if they ever declare martial law, people will buck up and rise up. But really, I think most people here, at least here in America, are just sheep. They become so brainwashed, and they're so scared, and where they destroyed the unions, and they've destroyed the ability of the worker to fight the employer, to win a case against the employer. They rule in favor of the companies and corporations all the time. Major corporations win, the worker loses, and now they have everyone, even people at $5 an hour jobs, are job scared to death of their boss, scared to ask for a day off, scared to be late for work a day, scared to do anything, and that's exactly what they want. And I think if they would enact martial law, I think there'll be a handful of us that would hit the streets and try to fight. Probably be slaughtered, but so be it. I'd rather be dead. So, as I said before, I'd rather be dead than live under martial law. I won't live under martial law. No. You can. You keep going to your job and don't attend protests. Don't try to get out and do anything about it. Just keep clicking in and being scared and watch your Fox News and just wait and see what happens.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to